Everyone get out!
Hello tankers and tankettes, and welcome to the first of what will hopefully be a new feature. I've been sent this replay by a viewer of the stream, DJ Anderson, who's a regular on Circumflex's stream, and yeah, I'm hoping to make this a regular thing where I commentate on replays that you guys send me, either people who found me through YouTube or people who watch the stream on a regular basis, people in the Circumflexes clans even. So yeah, first replay, we're looking at Löwe's. It's Erlenberg, it's Assault. Not my favourite game mode, but I have to say this platoon, particularly, I was going to say the team, but this platoon make it, you know, they make it work. They do a good job here, and especially in the first half of the match, you get to see the Löwe play to its strengths. The second half, there's more of a luck element involved there, but we'll get to that. So, yeah, this is the Löwe Tier 8 Premium. Gets regular matchmaking, decent money maker, outstanding gun. It unfortunately is slow though, and the hull armour is not great. Turret armour's fairly decent, but yeah, it's got a limited role. You are a support sniper, and if you can hold your enemies at a distance, you can do quite a bit of damage. Now, the teams are, well, we'll see, it's a mix of Tier 8s, Tier 7s, a couple of unlucky Tier 6s, a couple of scouts, no artillery, and, well, their T-71, just good to stows. But, yeah, these guys are being smart, they're sticking together. We've got two Löwes and a T-34 in a platoon, so between them, they've got quite a good damage output. And they're playing it smart, they're getting into a position where they can use their hulls. And hull down the Löwe is quite strong. It's one I'm not... The tank itself is one I'm not particularly tempted to buy, just because the way Wargaming have implemented it's kind of a mashup of the various blueprints for the Löwe proposal. And it's got not a lot of... for its bulk, it's not really carrying a lot of armour, and it's also quite slow. If it was either faster with its current amount of armour, that would be fine, or if it was, had its current mobility but with more armour, that would also be fine. But Wargaming have kind of given it the worst of both worlds. Doesn't mean you can't do good things with it, though, as we shall see in this battle. I will say this of DJ Anderson, he uses this very well, he does the damage very well, but he's got a bad habit of... he's not zooming in, he's not going into the sniper view for some of the shots that he should be, really. And he does miss one or two shots where, if he'd been scoped in, I think he would have, been able to more effectively aim. But having said that, he does do quite a bit of damage in this match. So we're at 0-5, and it's not looking too good. The other flank is, I think there were about 3 tanks that went to the other side of the river. They're kind of pulling back. The IS-3 and the Type 59 is going to run away as well, which is a smart thing to do. Or was it 4? I can't remember. Not that many anyway, and you can see most of the enemy team is over there. So it's kind of crucial that these guys clear out the tanks that are on this side, because they're going to need to defend the cap. Now, there's a Panther that they know about, and the IS-3 he goes a bit YOLO there. We see DJ's been trying to snipe that Panther for ages, just the top of his turret. He gets that last crucial shot. Now there's a 30 down there as well that's just been uncovered, and the three of them, well, the two Löwes, the T-34 is going back to the cap already. They're coordinating fire against. Well, he's the only target, but they're really pummeling this 30. And DJ here, he's doing a good job of shooting through the weak points on that hull. So there we go. That 30's down. This flank is now cleared. Basically, it's now a matter of defending the cap and defending that choke point of the bridge. Now, they haven't gone too far, which is a good thing, because in a Löwe, you're not exactly a speed demon. So they don't have far to go to get back, and as we can see, it's a reasonable guess to assume that most of the enemy team is going to be pushing across that north bridge, trying to overwhelm the defenders and either cap outright or kill the remaining defenders. Now we're much more even at this point, 6-7, and as we see they start capping, but the defenders are, there's no artillery, so the defenders are in a fairly strong position with it being able to use the buildings here. Now DJ does miss a shot here, even though he's scoped in. It's kind of unlucky, he just hits the top of that fence. But he doesn't have too much to fear from that T-29, because as you'll see, he doesn't have the top gun. So there we go. Whacks another 300 damage into that guy. 2,800 damage already. That's with only 9 shots. Or 9 hits, rather. Now he's trying to slightly get the drop on these guys, but he's maybe not too... Well, there's an IS to his south, and we see an IS-3 has crossed the bridge in the middle there, so I would be slightly worried about exposing my back like that, but he's doing a good job against this Super Pershing here. And I have to say, okay, he's shooting him there, he's penning him. It's kind of more of a risky shot when someone's showing you the side of their turret. I personally would have gone through the side of the turret there, just because there's less chance of a ricochet. Now he was keeping that guy tracked, and obviously that's, you know, he's done quite well there. But he's just kind of noticed, as it were, that yes, this guy's in his south he needs to deal with. Now there's another one where that was quite a lucky... Well, I would say it was a lucky snapshot. I mean, he did aim, but you want to be scoped in for a shot like that. This wasn't a close range, you know, this wasn't an in-your-face shot. That was, what 200 meters? 173. See, that one, again, he shoots, then scopes in, and that actually bounced. So I would say, TJ, you know, you obviously know where to aim, but it pays to take the time to scope in. Scoping in after you've shot sort of defeats the purpose. But he takes down this IS, and he shoots his... He managed to get his tracks there. So this IS is now completely helpless. He's just waiting to die. We're up to 5k damage at this point, which is pretty respectable. Now we've got very low health IS-3 down there. There's a Panzer IVS that's just whacked him one. Now, my priority would have been to go get that low health IS-3. And both his platoon mates are still alive. They've all got enough health to take some damage, but I'm not quite sure why he turned his turret around there though. He took an unnecessary hit from that Panzer IVS, I feel. Lost more health than really he needed to. So, the immediate problem though is Type 59 and the IS-3. Now, I will say here, I think there was a definite element of luck. And, you know, you've watched some of my replays and, you know, I really acknowledge sometimes I get incredibly lucky. And I think DJ does here get incredibly lucky. Yeah, he's got 2 enemies to face off against, and the problem is he's in a position where if he shoots, the other one's just going to pop out. Now, there's that lock element. That shot went into his tracks, and he fired, damaged the IS-3, but now the Type 59 is going to pop out. Now, he angled there. That was not, he knew to turn his tank hull around. And the Type, I don't think he was firing gold. And against kind of lower pen guns, you can angle the lower front and the upper front plate. But that IS-3 shot bouncing off his side like that was incredibly lucky. Now, it might not necessarily have one-shotted him, but it could have. And again, there, that was more of an auto-bounce angle, but still quite lucky that Type did not pen him. So, we're down to the less than a minute now. He takes a hit from that Type. He's obviously got full repairs on this crew, or possibly a toolbox, or maybe even both. But, yeah. And then one last snapshot, and in that circumstance, it's okay. Yeah, you might as well just take the snapshot. You don't. It feels like a cleaner win doing it that way, killing all the opponents on an encounter, not encounter, assault. Personally, I don't like it because if you're on, well, whichever team you're on, if you're on the defending team, you just need to wait out the clock. If you're on the offensive, team, I always said offending team then. You're incredibly pushed for time because you only get 10 minutes. But having said that, and even though I feel DJ got pretty lucky at the end there, I think he could have tactically played it a bit better. He did really well, and of course, me saying that's all with the benefit of hindsight. Really, I'm coming to this and watching it, and when you're in the thick of it, you don't really have time to stop and think. It's kind of, you're operating on your instincts, really. So all in all, I think, yes, there was quite a heavy element of luck at the end there, but you can't argue with 6.7k damage. And as you see from the score screens, there was a pretty healthy profit and a pretty healthy XP gain even from that match as well. So yeah, all in all, I feel he did pretty well there, all things considered. So yeah, let me know what you think, and if you're interested in me having a commentator, blethering even over one of your saved games, do send me your save files. The best way to do it is to go to something like whatreplays.com and just PM me the link in Facebook or on YouTube. And if it's a good match, if it's a well-played match or an entertaining, funny match, I will certainly do my best to give it justice. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more.